Trump drops bombshell on Iraqi dinar. New exchange rate revealed. RV News 2025. With an intro for your channel RV News. This version is crafted in paragraph form, as you prefer. Welcome back to RV News, your trusted source. For the latest updates on currency revaluations, global financial shifts, and the ongoing developments surrounding the Iraqi dinar. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a major update that could change your financial outlook forever. Here at RV News, we dive deep into verified facts, political moves, economic reforms, and every whisper from behind closed doors that could signal the long-awaited revaluation of currencies like the IQD and the VND. Today's report is going to be huge, perhaps the biggest we've ever covered. That's because we're breaking down a bombshell announcement from none other than former U.S. President Donald J. Trump. Yes, you heard that right. Trump has just made a statement about the Iraqi dinar, and it has sent shockwaves through the global currency community. What exactly did he say? What does it mean for the revaluation of the IQD? And could this be the tipping point that finally pushes the new exchange rate into reality? Let's dig into every angle. The political landscape in 2025 has been nothing short of electrifying, and Trump's influence remains as strong as ever, whether you support him or not. His words carry weight, especially in the financial and geopolitical arenas. During a recent closed-door briefing, details of which have since leaked to select media outlets and financial insiders, Trump made an eye-opening remark about Iraq's economic positioning and the future of the Iraqi dinar. While he didn't use the word revaluation explicitly, he did allude to what many analysts are now calling a pre-RV positioning of the dinar. He spoke about fair trade practices, restoring financial sovereignty in the Middle East, and aligning U.S. interests with countries undergoing monetary reforms. According to multiple sources close to Trump's advisory team, he mentioned that Iraq is on the verge of taking its rightful place in the global market, and that its currency will no longer be held back artificially. What makes this statement even more powerful is the context in which it was delivered. Trump was addressing a select group of international business leaders and political allies in a private economic roundtable where the main topic was global monetary reform. He pointed out how certain currencies, particularly those of oil-rich, resource-heavy nations, have been deliberately suppressed to maintain geopolitical leverage by larger powers. He emphasized that these manipulations are no longer sustainable. In a world that's moving toward decentralization, energy independence, and fairer exchange rates. Those who follow RV News know that this lines up exactly with what we've been discussing for years, how Iraq, despite its wealth in oil and natural gas, has been shackled by an undervalued currency since the early 2000s. What's especially noteworthy is that Trump's statement coincides with new economic reforms coming out of Iraq. Just last week, Iraq's central bank confirmed they've completed the final phase of monetary policy restructuring in coordination with international advisors, including American financial consultants. This restructuring is essential for Iraq's accession into more advanced global financial systems like SWIFT and the IMF's SDR basket. Sources inside the central bank also hint at a multi-tier exchange rate model that is expected to be rolled out in Q3 or Q4 of 2025. The current program rate of 1,310 IQD to the USD is reportedly under serious review, with new valuations being tested in simulation models, particularly those closer to the 1.1 or even higher exchange rates against the US dollar. Now, here's where Trump's comments add serious fuel to the fire. According to insiders, Trump has been in private talks with economic leaders from both Iraq and Saudi Arabia. These discussions are believed to center on forming a new regional economic bloc, similar to OPEC but focused more on currency stability and trade agreements. Iraq would play a central role in this alliance, and one of the prerequisites would be a stable, internationally recognized currency with a real-world exchange rate that reflects Iraq's economic strength. Trump has hinted that the U.S. would support this move politically and financially, so long as it aligns with broader goals of eliminating Chinese and Iranian influence in the region. At RV News, we've long reported on how Iraq's monetary future is tied not only to internal reform, but also to external geopolitical strategies. Trump's endorsement, or even acknowledgement, of a shift in Iraq's currency policy is a major green flag for the RV community. It signals a potential alignment between U.S. interests and Iraq's long-desired financial sovereignty. And let's not forget, during his presidency, Trump pushed hard for fair trade agreements and was a vocal critic of currency manipulation worldwide. That same attitude seems to have carried into his current political stance. He even made a veiled comment during the speech, stating, "People who have been sitting on certain currencies are about to find out it wasn't in vain." This is perhaps the most direct nod to dinar holders we've ever seen from a major political figure. Let's shift for a moment to the market response. As soon as the news of Trump's comments broke, online Forex communities and private currency groups lit up with activity. Speculative interest in the Iraqi dinar spiked almost overnight. While it's important to note that the dinar is still not freely traded on the global Forex market, platforms that deal in physical IQD saw a noticeable increase in volume. Some dealers even temporarily halted orders due to unprecedented demand, according to customer service reps we contacted anonymously. This level of interest suggests that many investors see Trump's words as more than just political talk. It's seen as a strategic signal. Even more telling is how Iraq's media and officials have responded. In a rare move, the Iraqi government released a statement that same week affirming their commitment to currency reform and hinting at an upcoming announcement that would surprise the region. Local news agencies in Baghdad are now openly discussing potential exchange rate adjustments, something that was taboo even a year ago. The Iraqi people themselves are beginning to feel the pressure of change. Citizens who once ignored the dinar conversation are now actively buying foreign currencies, not out of fear, but out of anticipation. Social media inside Iraq is abuzz, with talk of a currency surprise before the end of the year. All of this paints a picture of synchronized movement. Trump's comments, Iraq's reforms, market interest, and rising national discourse. But what could the new exchange rate actually be? Financial insiders we've spoken with suggest several scenarios. One involves a staged revaluation, where the dinar first moves to a more modest rate, say 1 IQD, 0.50 USD, before gradually increasing to parity with the dollar. This method would reduce shock to the system and allow time for market absorption. Others argue for a sudden, full-scale revaluation directly to 1.1 or even higher, potentially to 320 or more, to reflect Iraq's historic rate before the Gulf War and the IMF devaluation. Whichever scenario unfolds, Trump's statements have certainly added legitimacy to what many dismissed as conspiracy theory or fringe speculation. In truth, those who have followed the IQD journey know it's never been a question of if, but when. The fundamentals are strong. Iraq has the 5th largest proven oil reserves in the world, a youthful population, rich agricultural potential, and increasing foreign investments from Gulf nations and beyond. Combine this with rising oil prices and a more stable security situation, and the conditions are ripe for a monetary overhaul. Trump's bombshell just brought that possibility into sharper focus. We should also address the global implications. If Iraq successfully revalues its currency, it could set off a ripple effect in the region. Currencies like the Vietnamese dong, the Iranian rial, if sanctions lift, and even smaller African currencies might follow suit. Trump's broader economic vision includes creating alternative financial systems that challenge the dollar's absolute dominance, not by weakening it, but by strengthening partner currencies. This multi-currency alliance model is seen as a counter to China's yuan-based digital trade networks, and Iraq could be the pilot program. Trump made it clear that he sees financial freedom as the next frontier of political independence. And that means lifting the artificial caps on currencies like the dinar. As always, it's important to remain grounded. While this news is undoubtedly exciting, remember that revaluations are complex events influenced by politics, economics, and global negotiations. Nothing is guaranteed, and timelines often shift. That said, this is the most credible signal we've seen in years, and it came from one of the most influential political figures of our time. If Trump is indeed backing Iraq's financial revival, then the RV may not just be a dream. It could be a calculated, imminent reality. So what should you do next? Stay informed, stay cautious, and don't get swept up in hype. Use this time to reassess your strategy, connect with your financial advisor if you have one, and follow channels like RV News where we continue to bring you vetted, real-time updates. The path to revaluation has always been winding, but the road just got a whole lot clearer. That wraps up today's massive update. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, share it with